Let's go to the Fin. This is a really good story by Philip Courier, who, as I've said many, many times, a political editor at the AFR, is one of the best in the business. At least 5 national MPs voted with Labor to inflict an embarrassing defeat on their own leader in the Morrison government yesterday, while a fresh internal war, this is the bit we're interested in now, erupted over coal-fired power, all as a consequence of the failed leadership coup in the junior coalition partner. Now, the fact that this particular story talks about an internal war erupting over coal-fired power, again, Scott, that is a portent of more tension within the party. As we've even got Keith Pitt talking about the nuclear option.
Yeah, look, we saw that joint party room last week with the Queensland LNP MP Andrew Laming getting up and talking about climate change and getting applause in the party room there. You've obviously got splits within the coalition itself. Sometimes it's between Libs and Nats, but often it's also between regional and city MPs. And so you've got this argument about, obviously, a lot of the Queensland Nats. Matt Canavan now on the backbench, ready to go out, and I think you see Renee Villaris, who broke that story about Lou O'Brien last night, now talking about the new Nationals. And he's got a great interview with Matt Canavan in tomorrow's Courier Mail about this. But he'll be fighting out there for coal-fired power station at Collinsville. Now, the argument is how much government money goes in there, and you're seeing people like Trent Zimmerman out of Sydney saying, hey, we're not putting any money in to pay for a coal-fired power station. That's a completely different view from people like Canavan, from Christensen, O'Dowd, Lou O'Brien, the new Deputy Speaker.
It's interesting, Damien, and I alluded to this in my Win show earlier tonight. I spent a fair bit of time in Central Queensland during the May 18 election period, and I was struck by just how those communities, Mackay, Rocky, Gladstone and Townsville, rely upon mining. You know, everywhere we went, Peter Wallace and I, the photographer, we'd see the high-vis yellow and orange jackets everywhere, and it just struck me as being extraordinary that we would even contemplate blowing up an economy like Central Queensland, all because the Greens and the Labor Party are in bed. And now, I think Zimmerman, I mean, fair enough, he's entitled to his opinion, but, you know, if Zimmerman starts talking about turning his back on coal, we've got a problem in this country.
Absolutely, and, you know, that is the reality in those regional areas, is that mining is at the centre of those communities. But the unfortunate reality politically is that if they were expedient, if we could dispense with those votes, they would just do it in an instant.
Of course they would.
Absolutely would not care. And so when we're in regional Queensland, fighting for those communities with the papers, all we're doing is just trying to stand up, because we know that if there's a chance, that they'll go.
Well, you see, the divide in the party room there is about whether government money should go into coal-fired power stations. Zimmerman, Sharma, and the colleagues like that are there saying, look, let the market decide. Yeah, sure. We don't want to put government money into it. But that's a different view from what you see from, say, the LNP, particularly those new Nationals, in terms of what they want to see at Collinsville.
It was interesting, Clermont, which is traditionally a Labor booth, Michelle Landry from the LNP won that 85%. Extraordinary.
Thank you, Bob Brown.
Thank you, Bob. Well, she did thank Bob Brown.